Hi, guys. Okay, so last week we were talking about using the URL and the different places you should use the URL to drive people to your chatbot, to generate leads, to have conversations, to have omni-channel marketing. And a couple of people asked, like, how do I even get started with my URL growth tool? So I kind of wanted to just walk you through the steps on how to do that. So you're going to want to go to ManyChat, and we'll include a link below of how to get started with ManyChat, but it's manchat.com. And once you're in ManyChat, it's going to, if it's your first time, answer them to the best affected all your ability to use ManyChat. It's just kind of like them gathering marketing information. Once you do that, what you're going to want to do, and again, down here, since we're already on this account, it doesn't ask to go pro, but once you start using ManyChat and using some of these important growth tools that we're talking about to drive leads, you're going to want to go pro. It's only $10 a month. So you're going to want to probably go pro. That's where like all the valuable stuff, like capturing all the things that you need for lead gen. Anyways, once we're past all that, then what you're going to do, on the left here is kind of where we have like our menu. And you're going to want to click on growth tools. These are the tools that we use to drive people into your omni-channel lead gen chatbot. When you click on growth tools, you're going to want to click on new growth tool. This is to create the URL one. And you can scroll down, or you can either type URL here, or you can just scroll down. And then we're going to create a new URL. Again, now a couple of things when we're creating this URL, what we're going to want to do is name it in a way that, because eventually you're going to have like a lot of different growth tools. You want to find the ones that you want easily. So we're going to want to come in here and I want to name this, like, let's say, and I always like to name it what type of growth tool it is. Then it's easy to search by name too. So URL, and we're going to send this to our welcome message. So I'm just going to call it welcome. The other thing you're going to want to, cancel, welcome URL. You're going to want to rename this right here. This is the name of the flow that it's going to. So actually, we're going to change where this goes. So we'll come back here. What you want to do once you've created this URL, where it says custom ref parameter, because then this is what's going to be in. Once you save it, if you look up here, like this is the name of the URL. So if someone sees it, it's going to be kind of like, oh, it's welcome, like intro to the bot. You might also want to put like get a quote or something like that. I'll show you. Like if you would put get a quote right here, hit save. That's what it's going to look like there. And then if we come back out here, if we go to setup, first of all, we want to change where this goes to. So let's come back out here to growth tools. Now we have our URL, welcome. Click that again. Taking a minute. Sometimes like there's so much going on in ManyChat, like it takes a minute to load here. It's rough and things that it does, so kind of sometimes, especially when you have so many tabs open, but okay. So we want to change where this goes to. So we want to, you're going to come in here and you're going to click on this blue button on the right side, and we're going to add an action. Just going to put this action, let's name this right here. We're going to add a tag, and let's call it URL welcome, because then you'll be able to tell by this like how people came into your chatbot, which is really helpful. And then we don't want this message here. It's just, you can keep it if you want. Thanks for subscribing, but it really is not going to apply to what we're doing here. Oh, seeing how I just tried to delete it before I made, you can never delete the item that this flow is going to. Now, if I take it down to the action, then I can come back up here and delete this. And then we're going to just want to go to the welcome message. So we're going to come here and we're going to click start another flow. We'll come over here and click flow. Then up at the top here, we'll type welcome. And that'll take us to our welcome message. And then you have to make sure you hit select this flow. So we can come in here. We have our URL trigger, our tag URL welcome, welcome message, publish. Now what you're going to do is take this. This is the URL we talked about all the different places you can use it to drive people to your chatbot. That's the first way you can get a URL link. I want to show you one other way. There's two different ways. The other way is if you came into automation. And when you set up your chatbot, you're automatically going to have a welcome message. You'll probably want to edit that, but you could open up the flow you want it to go to. So we have our welcome message here. And you can always click edit. That'll take you in. You can't make anything unless you have edit on. And you click on this green. This is our triggers. You could add a trigger this way too. There you go. URL, select. Again, this is what we're going to do. I have to change the name because I already have it. Let's just go welcome. And then, like, you can't ever have the same parameters. So remember before I had get quote, if I type get quote again here, it's going to say, oh, you have that already. Already exists. So let's just put welcome here. Save it. Again, you would copy this, and then this is where you would put all the different places having people your chatbot. That's what you would use. Never forget to hit publish. If you don't hit publish, the last action you took is where it's going to be at. So anything we created right now wouldn't be there. So that is how you set up the URL growth tool. And those are all the different things we talked about, the 5 ways, the different places you should be using your URL, your social media bios, your email bio, your YouTube descriptions. What else did we say? Oh, like redirect it and use it to, like, if you might want to buy like SimpleGrowth quote and redirect it into there, because then you can use it on all your like paper and digital or products, right? Like yard signs, leave behinds. You could use that same URL. Anyways, that's how we use it. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm also going to include a link. We have a free mini course to get you started on your ManyChat, which might be helpful too. Thanks, everybody.